So the other day we decided to build a duck pond. We have 4 ducks. We had been using this kiddie pool that we'd fill up with water every day and then dump it out at the next day, and it just kept getting nasty. So we decided to put in a permanent pond. This one's only about 1 foot deep. It's like 8 feet long and 4 feet wide, and it's just not working. And the reason it's not working, if you can tell, it's just really nasty. We bought this pump and filter combo on Amazon. It was like 70 bucks, thinking it would work great for such a small pond. It's probably only got 300 gallons in it, but the filter is not working. And the reason it's not working is because after a day, the filter inside gets completely clogged up. Ugh. This has been like that for a day or so. You can see the pump is still running. It can't pull any water in because it's so gunked up inside. So I was looking at a lot of different online filter systems that you could buy. Some of them range from a couple $100s all the way up to several $1,000s. And for this small of a pond, we didn't think we needed something that big. So I figured I could make something that would be cheaper and would do the trick. I have these 275-gallon totes that my wife got off Facebook. It's about the same size as the pond, so I don't think it'll have a problem filtering it, and as little maintenance as possible is what I'm going for. And this, 275 gallons right here. It's huge. This thing is huge, but I think it'll work. So I'm gonna fill up the bottom of it with lava rock and have the water come in through this bottom port. And so it's gonna push up through the lava rock, filtering out all the gunk and stuff. And then I'm gonna have some sort of catch can or something up at the top that filtered a little more, and then the water will come out the side and then go back into the pond. Let's do this. What's up? That stinks. So we want to be 18 inches up, give or take. So X marks the spot. Here we go. Pipe, and it's going to go in like this. It's going to thread in at that bulkhead fitting down there, and then this flower pot's going to sit on like this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole in here that'll allow me to push this through, and then cut a PVC fitting, a coupling, so that it'll slide down this so I can fix it so that this won't go past a certain point. Let's see if that'll work. So what I ended up doing was cutting another one of those coupling pieces so that it would slide over the end. I had to bang it on again because I put this fitting on the wrong end and had to yank it off real quick, so it still had some glue and stuff. But it holds it nice and tight, and the top of the pipe is just below the top of the bucket. So I'm envisioning the water is going to fill up and then flow over the side, and then I can put some filter material in here. So now I'm going to put it in and see if it fits. That's in there. It's tilting down a little bit, but my idea is that if I get the pipe on the other side, on the outside, the weight of it is going to want to push it down and hold it up level. So this tote has a little threaded fitting on the bottom. It's built into the tote, and I had to do some research, but I found out it's a 60 millimeter by 6 millimeter fitting, and I found this adapter on Amazon that allowed me to take that to just a normal 2-inch PVC pipe. So I'm going to thread that in there, and I'm going to have a valve here that allows me to back flush whatever's in here out to the yard whenever I need to clean this. I ended up getting 10 bags of lava rock, 18 pounds each, so 180 pounds of lava rock. Honestly, I thought it would fill this thing up more. It barely went 6 or 8 inches. So I can always add more later if I need to, but I'm gonna leave it and see how well it does. So the pump I got is definitely an upgrade to my old pump. This one is rated at 3,600 gallons per hour. And if I did the math right, that means I will totally recirculate the water in my pond every 5 to 6 minutes, which might be overkill, but it's definitely not underkill. Water's slowly rising. You can see here the pump has pulled almost all the water out of the pond and put it in the tote, which makes sense because the tote's about as big as the pond. So I'm going to put some more water in and see if we can get it flowing. So it didn't quite work as I expected. One of the problems I noticed was when I put the filter inside the bowl, it slowed the flow down out of this pipe so much so that the pump basically drained the pond and filled this tote too full. So I had to take that out. And I noticed that the tote itself was kind of bowing out. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a metal cage over here. I'm gonna put this tote in that metal cage to make sure it stays strong, and then I'm gonna redo the inside. I think there are some better things I can do. If you can see down there, that's where the water inlet is, and the force of the pump basically blew all the lava rock out of the way, and the water was just coming straight up and not having any filtration. So a couple of the changes I'm going to do is I'm going to change this pipe here just put a whole bunch of holes in it horizontally, and then I'm going to do a similar pipe in the bottom so that it kind of forces the water to go through all the lava rock. But first things first, I'm going to switch out this tote into the one that's got metal around it. So this bowl was my original idea, and like I said out there, what would happen is if I put a filter here, a filter media, it would slow the flow down enough that the pump would just pull all the water from the pond. So I got to make sure that the back pressure on the pump is before it actually makes it to the exit pipe, and the exit pipe has no resistance at all. And that's why I'm coming with this idea. And this idea is a 2-inch pipe that I'm going to drill a whole bunch of holes in and just screw it in. And that way the water will have many different areas that it can go into, and it won't get to the point where it's going to flood the tote.
It just flew off and hit me.
All right, these are the 2 pipes I came up with. This first one is going to be threaded on the inside like this, and that'll allow the water to flow back in and not be restricted at any one port. But I think that should allow the flow so that the pond doesn't drain because of the back pressure. This pipe I'm going to put in the bottom inside, and what this will do is it'll allow the pump to spray water more than just one location. The issue I'm having now is that the pump is so strong that it's blowing the lava rock out of the way. This is not dangerous at all, I'm sure.
Wait, isn't it water inside?
No, it's just rocks for now.
Ready? I got it.
The way.
Oops.
So here's what that final pipe looks like. I just shoved it into that hole that was in here. I put a couple O-rings on the end to help seal it. Then I stuffed a rock in on this side just so that the pump can't push it back out. As you can see, there's holes on the top. There's actually holes on this side and this side as well. The idea is that it'll help disperse the water as the pump pumps through the pipe. So I finally got it running. One of the things that you'll notice here is that the color of the water is a little red. We had to go back and empty the pond and actually spray out all the lava rock because of the red dust that was on it. But once we did that, the pond cleared up and it worked great. Full disclosure though, what I found out is that ducks are nasty and they love to dig in the dirt. And what we found is that the pump and filter system worked great. It would clean the water within a day, but by the end of the next day, the ducks had already made it disgusting again. So if you're gonna do this, I would recommend a much bigger pond than what we have because it's amazing how much dirt and mud and gunk ducks will put in a pond. I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle making a duck pond filtration system. Thanks for watching.